Omni-Versal, Veronica and Sal. We are a family that likes to help. We have skilled areas and professions. Vero is a speech pathologist and Sal is a music educator, but are also human beings with likes, preferences, experiences, and lessons that life has forced us to learn. We are your life GPS to find detours or sometimes the scenic path. We continue our trip now from Alamogordo to Cloudcroft and Ruidoso. If you watched our previous video, we were in Alamogordo and stopped at this small toy train museum. If you continue straight to Ruidoso, it is about another hour. However, you can take a slight detour, which is about half hour into the mountains heading up to Cloudcroft. I mentioned a little bit of Cloudcroft in the previous video. Cloudcroft is a nice little town in the mountains, and it's kind of trippy because there's a tunnel. And as soon as you cross the tunnel, it transforms from desert to forest. It doesn't quite happen quite so seamless, but it does happen pretty quickly. And it's one of my favorite places to visit in the fall. This is the trestle that we had mentioned that the train set paid homage to. On the other side, there is a trail that you can get to. If you go up further up the road, there's this little rest stop, and from the rest stop, there is a hike that you can take to get to the other side of the trestle. It is maybe about a mile, but it is one of my favorite places to hike in the fall. Fall happens fairly quickly here, and I like this area because it's like we actually get fall. Being in the middle of the desert, I never thought we actually could get fall, but we do. And we have oak trees that actually get the reds and yellows and oranges. A lot of the trees in El Paso just turn yellow, but here they actually do get some of those warmer colors like orange and red. If you also do decide to take the detour to Cloudcroft, which as I said is about another half hour into the mountains, it'll be another hour to get to Ruidoso. But we do it every time. We just prefer it now because the road connecting from Cloudcroft to Ruidoso is one of the most peaceful, beautiful drives you'll see in New Mexico. We always just decide to take the little detour, plus Cloudcroft isn't a terrible place to stop. So it doesn't feel like a total waste or adding an extra 30 minutes to your drive. There is a little town there which has a bunch of little shops. There's other food. It's a very, very small town, smaller than Ruidoso, but it's a bunch of locally owned businesses and restaurants. There's a barbecue place that always has a line out the door, and once they run out of food, they're out of food. Not till the next day. They'll have fairs here in the park in the main area. But as you're leaving town, the whole stretch of town is maybe a mile long, maybe 2 at the most. But then you'll take a left, and that's the connecting road from Cloudcroft to Ruidoso, and it is just one of my favorites to go to. You'll encounter wildlife, you'll encounter a bunch of more of the trees, you're just more immersed in the forest. It seems like a great place I would want to take just a bicycle ride. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend at least you trying it out once. It is about an hour between Cloudcroft and Ruidoso, and the only option is to go back to Alamogordo and then back to Ruidoso, which is technically a little longer. If you're going from Alamogordo to Ruidoso, it's definitely shorter just going that straight way. Going through Cloudcroft probably add about another half hour, but I think it's totally worth the sidetracking. Sometimes whenever I have to think of my peaceful Zen place, this is the place we'll think about.